5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Put everything down and crank your speakers up.
It's time for
The Realest Podcast.
Oh yeah! Cover! We got us a new world champion!
Man, that's surprising.
I apologize, everybody. For some reason, my settings got messed up. It's on this microphone now. As I was saying, welcome to the Realest Podcast, and I'm going to be going through the settings, but I'll continue. Welcome to the Realest Podcast. I'm Blake Carter, joined, as always, by Andrew Bass. And today we are going to be basically talking about... Hang on. Let's see. Did we get it? All right. We're back to this mic. We're going to be talking the Great Balls of Fire prediction show. I sure am glad I checked to see if the audio was playing correctly. So there's going to be a good minute of no audio. That's awesome. So if anybody did watch the video I put about Austin Aries and AJ Styles, apparently there's more to it. Apparently Aries wasn't released. Apparently he was fired. He was very unhappy, and he was also very, very hard to work with backstage. He was always a grumpy person, which is understandable. He wasn't enjoying himself and didn't like his character.
That's just so surprising to me, though, because I haven't heard anything about backstage incidents until just recently when they released them.
Yeah. It's the same thing here. I haven't heard anything. Apparently he was like this at TNA also, where he's very hard to work with when he wasn't happy. So, in AJ Styles winning the U.S. Championship was a last-minute decision. There's still more to it. There's still a story behind it. We'll be finding out what it is. Apparently, it is him. The rumor has it that Kevin Owens had an injury, and that is what the big problem is they... He could have an injury, and that could be why we haven't seen, or something has happened.
That just that sucks for him because he's been such an awesome competitor, and he's really brought a lot of quality TV time to WWE. But if the guy's hurting, you got to give him his break. You got to give him a chance to heal. If he's been working through these shows with injuries, especially at Money in the Bank match, you got to give it to him. Let him relax.
Absolutely. And let's get into these prediction shows. So, we'll start off with the Cruiserweight Championship, which is apparently going to be on the kickoff show. And if that is the case, then, sad day for anybody. I hate when a championship is on a kickoff show. I've said this before the Cruiserweight Championship was even a thing, that I hate that there is any championship on a kickoff show. But, might as well predict it. If it is on the kickoff show, I think I've said this before where, titles usually don't change hands on kickoff shows, but they have. They did at the Royal Rumble with the Raw Tag Team Championship. So, I don't see Neville losing against Tozawa. I mean, other than Austin Aries, there really isn't anybody to compete with Neville. And I think it'd be really dumb to take the belt off of him when nobody else is really able to do anything that can be nearly as good as Neville is right now.
Well, I feel like what they had to do since Austin Aries was getting, released is, they kind of threw this whole thing with Tozawa together. I expect to see Tozawa lose here tonight as well. And I think that if they're smart, they will start building up Cedric Alexander and putting him forth for the championship.
Yeah, but that's if they're smart.
That's if they're smart. I mean, like, if you think about it, who are the other faces in the cruiserweight division that really got going other than Cedric, and he hasn't really been on TV for a while.
I would say TJP, but the problem is TJP just turned heel, and they just got. And it was because of they were going to work an angle with Aries and TJP. It seemed like, but of course Aries, quote unquote, being released doesn't really help that situation.
Yeah, I still disagree with the fact of TJP turning heel. Like I was refreshed to see it, but I think that it was sort of terrible to have him lose the championship only a month after getting it. But they turned him heel, and it looked like they had a plan with him with Austin Aries. But it's kind of like, all right, you turned him heel, now what? It's like Austin Aries is gone. The person you put all this investment in for the last 3 months is gone. What do you do next? And now you sort of got Neville at the top of the mountain and nobody really to challenge him.
Yep. So, I think both Neville here?
Yeah, I'm going with Neville, for sure.
All right. Well, brings us to the best friends, once best friends, Enzo versus Big Cass. I mean, let's be straight. It's it's going to be bad. What's crazy is I know how WWE is. Enzo could pull something out of his ass and win this.
Yeah, like Cass gets counted out.
Or roll up.
The post or something.
Some type of roll up.
I don't see a roll up happening. If the match is going to finish with Enzo winning, it's probably going to be because of disqualification or because of count out. I don't see him rolling up Big Cass.
Well, it's like the Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. We never thought that she would ever get rolled up, but Sasha Banks rolled her up, even though that was a botch because she's supposed to have her feet on the ropes. She did. And
right. Anything could happen in WWE. I mean, let's put that out there.
Yeah. I just, with how everything has went, for one, I hope Big Cass doesn't come out to the same music as Enzo.
Mm.
So, it's pretty safe to say that Big Cass is going to win this.
Yeah, I'll be very surprised if Enzo wins it. There's really no reason for Enzo to win it. Even if Big Cass wins, you could still sort of try to extend a feud if that is what they wish, to do. I really see Enzo being the underdog, coming out here looking like he's going to win, and then somehow losing it to Big Cass.
Yeah, I just I still don't agree with this whole breakup.
Neither do I, but I want to see what's going through their minds, like why they choose now to break up Enzo and Cass, especially with the tag team division really hurting. It's been something I've said for weeks. It just doesn't seem like it's the right time or place. It doesn't seem like you're really giving them an opportunity to be a tag team, and you're breaking them up. And I feel like on my end, breaking them up this soon without giving them something that they've worked for really hurts them in their singles run, because if you look at any other tag team that's been successful and then have split up, they had something that they did together that made them established singles competitors. So, for example, the Hardy Boys. If the Hardy Boys were to split up, it wouldn't be much of a big deal because both of them have, prime singles careers.
That's
and
also
not only that,
but that's also assuming
they
Matt
won
gets the broken gimmick, because Matt wasn't nearly as successful as Jeff.
Well, no, but he still had somewhat of a successful run on SmackDown, as a United States champion. And I think he even won didn't he win the World Championship once?
No.
It was only SmackDown.
He might have won the ECW championship, but he didn't win. I don't think he's a WWE champion at all.
Mm. Yeah, it's just for me, unless they have something that has established them first, like a championship win, it just doesn't seem to give them credibility when they do the breakup, because it doesn't look like any of them have a future. And I hate to say it for for both of them, but they just don't seem like they have anywhere to go.
What's going on, Gaming Direct? I'll be straight. I don't see what the big issue is or the big deal is with breaking up tag teams. I think it's dumb. I subbed and liked. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Really does help with the channel. Be sure to tune in. If you're enjoying what you listen to, be sure to tune in immediately following Great Balls of Fire. I don't I don't get why they break up tag teams, especially when they come in as tag teams. I don't.
Mhm.
You know, Enzo and Cass, they're known for a tag team, and I get why they're wanting to break them up is because of Vince has really likes Big Cass, and I understand it. He's a 7-foot tall giant who can kind of work in the ring, but I don't get it. When you look at it, the Hardys are known for being successful as a tag team.
Cesaro and Sheamus, you could say, were successful. As singles competitors, and they came together and made an excellent tag team.
But it was one of the situations where there was nothing there for them.
Mhm.
So, and the tag team division was weak. Gaming Direct says, I don't have the WWE Network, and my dad won't let me get it. Is there any other way to watch it? You could find one of those websites that stream it, but other than that, I don't know. I don't have any way for you to watch it. If I did, I wouldn't have the WWE Network. So, sorry to hear that. Again, if you want, if you're enjoying what you're listening to, tune in right after Great Balls of Fire at around 11 o'clock Eastern, 11:15 Eastern, and you can hear what happened immediately following that. Again, I apologize that there's no way for you to get the network. So,
yeah, I mean, and this pay-per-view is going to be really exciting. I have a feeling, especially to have the end of the card. I mean, if you can get somebody that has a WWE Network and kind of scoot on it over their house, I would totally, try to get over there and watch it.
Yeah, man, that brings me. I remember it's totally off topic. I remember being younger, and this is I didn't watch my first WWE pay-per-view until I was around 14, and what me and my buddy did, we got up enough money, and we split. I want to say it was one of the elimination chambers. We split the elimination chamber. And
those were the good old days where you had to pay individually for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, we paid half and half for a pay-per-view, $50 of course, and did it like that. But again, back to everything. I think Cass wins easy, and like I was saying, I don't see a point in this breakup. Gaming Direct says I really want to see Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. I'm a Roman Reigns hater. I'm not gonna lie. I don't enjoy what they do, but I honestly and truthfully have enjoyed their feud. It has been a good feud between these two.
And it's interesting too because Braun Strowman is a really big part of that. He really does know how to draw heat from the crowd, and he really does know how to kind of put guys over.
Yeah.
It's like I said it in other podcasts, part of the podcast, if we go back a few shows. Braun Strowman, I don't know what he did to make Roman Reigns less hated, but it seems like people are not hating on Roman Reigns as much as they have in the past few months.
No. Gaming Direct says, I love Roman. He's my favorite. Juan HD is really going to like you. I don't know where Juan's at, but he's going to like you. So let's... Our chat's about to go against us.
With Juan.
Juan and Gaming Direct. Roman! So, moving on to the Raw Tag Team Championship, you have the Hardy Boys, or Team Extreme, versus Sheamus and Cesaro. And it has been rumored that Sheamus is going to be going off and filming a movie. If that's true, then we obviously know who's going to win. Problem is who's going to take that spot. The Revival really haven't proven themselves to get that number one spot. I think it'd be really dumb to give them that number one spot right away. But the way I look at it is, imagine a feud between the Revival and the Hardys. Because I think the Revival are the best tag team in the business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of tag teams that we are sort of itching to see the Revival face. It's interesting for a young tag team that they are. They really do know how to bring out that old style wrestling, the old style heel like wrestling. That just make them so special.
Yeah. So it's actually story time. I got 2 stories to tell. So first off, if anybody is a comic book fan, as in Marvel or DC, I haven't seen it yet, but I have heard that the new Spider-Man is absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend everybody going to watch it. I'm going to go do that tomorrow. Number 2 is I'm on the phone with my friend Kev, and I'm hopefully he's listening. I think he's actually watching the pay-per-view I told him to go watch. So he's kind of new to the network, so he didn't get to see Sasha Banks versus Bayley at Brooklyn. So he's scrolling through, and I tell him, hey, go watch this, because he's complaining about how the women aren't that great. So go watch this. This is when the women were great. He scrolls across something, and he says, who in the world is Asuka? I said, you mean Asuka? And you said, oh. So I told him I put him on blast. But Gaming Direct says, this is what happened. This is what will happen. Swanton Bomb, 1, 2, 3. If it doesn't happen, I'm calling you out. Just letting you know. So, again, if it's true that Sheamus is going out for movies, then absolutely I think, or absolutely the Hardys win. They're not going to, keep the titles on Sheamus and Cesaro. And he'll do movies, and I kind of see the Hardy Boys either doing something real small and wrestling kind of nobodies in a sense. And then turning around and Sheamus and Cesaro coming, hey fella, we haven't gone to rematches yet. So, or honestly, we could see them win tonight and a rematch tomorrow. In that case, kind of what they like to do whenever there's something like this going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm so conflicted on this match. I think it's going to be a good match. Their match last time was pretty outstanding. I'm really conflicted because it feels like whoever loses this match is going to break up, because I'm reading all these articles that says that they're going to break Matt and Jeff up because they both want to branch them out into singles reigns again. And I also hear that Sheamus is going away for his film, so it's kind of like I don't know if they're just trying to do like two rumors that kind of make it less obvious, but I don't know, man. I really want the Hardys to stay together for a little bit longer, so I'm kind of rooting for the Hardys.
Well, in recent weeks, the broken gimmick is looking like the Hardys or Matt's gonna win. So if the broken gimmick if they do win it and Matt's able to use the broken gimmick, then I want them to go into singles career, have Jeff and Matt wrestle, or Matt turn into the heel, and then go into that. Going into, basically what they kind of did with TNA, and then, Matt coming back as the broken Matt Hardy. Other than that, I don't think there's a need for them to split up at all, because Matt needs to be broken, because Jeff has had his singles run, and he knows that. And if you notice, when it comes to talking, Jeff lets Matt do the talking. Jeff has also really let Matt take a lot of pins. And it's usually they're out of a tag team. You usually get that one guy that gets beat up a lot. For instance, Enzo and Cass. Enzo was the one that got beat up a lot. They both kind of take, middle ground. They both get beat up. So it really does seem like this is more about Matt than it is Jeff. So,
and I after everything, it's like Matt has kind of paid his dues. It's time for him to get his singles run.
Which I do think if that broken gimmick does happen, he better win a WWE Championship with it. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm ready to see broken Matt Hardy versus Finn Balor. I mean,
that would be awesome.
Or broken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Ooh. Those are two fantasy matchups right there. But, back to this, I'm worried about this tag team division and, the idea that a lot of these tag teams are breaking up in the Raw division. So, I mean, I'd rather not see any of the tag teams break up, but, with Sheamus going away, he's going to be disappearing for a while, and, they might as well keep the Hardy Boys together to at least try to keep some sort of a tag team division around.
Yeah. Because as of right now, there's, only 2 or 3 teams?
Yeah. You got the Revival, you got the Hardys, and you got Cesaro and Sheamus. You had Big Cass and Enzo Amore, but they just split them up. So, I mean, for me, splitting up another tag team this soon or like right away, it's kind of bad because they just split up Enzo and Cass.
And what would stink is I could easily see Enzo and Cass getting back together in one of those cases where it's like, oh, it never happened type of things. Gaming Direct says, who do you think John Cena will have a feud with? Maybe Rusev again? If everything is true, and there's Kev. You missed the story, Kev. I talked about you. If everything is true, I see the flag on a flag match. I don't understand why. We've already seen this. I see Cena facing Jinder Mahal. I don't see Orton winning. He better not win this match. Orton better not. We need legitimate title runs. And I think you could see Jinder Mahal versus Cena at SummerSlam. That's just me. But back to this. Hardy's winning the Raw Tag Team Championships back, having a rematch tomorrow and winning it again.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hardys. I think that if Sheamus is going to be going away, it's smart to have Matt and Jeff win the championships tonight. If Cesaro and Sheamus do win tomorrow, it has to be the end of the feud with the Hardys. And if that's the case, I wouldn't know what direction the tag team division would be going in, especially with Sheamus leaving for his film.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to see, won't we?
Yep.
All right, well, the Intercontinental Championship will be on the line.
Oh, this is going to be a good one,
The
I
Miz
think.
versus Dean Ambrose. Obviously, the number one it couple, which should still be the number one it couple. I think it's really dumb that they're not. Is having their issues right now. But, and mainly caused by Dean Ambrose. And Gaming Direct says, I live in England, so it's hard for me to stay up and try to watch it because it starts at 1 a.m. and ends at 4 a.m. Well, that's a good reason why your dad probably won't let you have it. He's probably doesn't want you up till 4 a.m. I honestly... Miz needs to win. Ambrose did nothing with that title. There's no reason for him to keep it or to have Ambrose win it again. Give the mid-card title to somebody that... Or give Miz a good feud. You could put Finn Balor up there for that title, and I wouldn't blame you. Give Finn Balor some work.
Yeah, I think they have to give Miz another title run. And, if it was anybody else, you'd be saying, oh, man, I'm tired of seeing him with the championship. He's won it, 3 times in the last 6 or 8 months? Somebody needs to else take up the title. But with the Miz, he's done right by that title. It's no surprise that they're putting him back in that position to sort of foster along another feud. And to have Dean Ambrose win it back and continue a feud with the Miz would be pointless in my mind. So,
I mean, I'm at a point where I really would like to see Miz go for a WWE title run. But, you look at the bigger names and it doesn't seem possible.
You say that now, but I'm really big on how people present themselves. So, the Miz has been outstanding in his promo work, his ring work, and with championships. So, for me personally, yeah, I see all those big names that are up with him. The Miz isn't going to be a guy like Brock Lesnar. He's not going to be a guy like Samoa Joe, no. But with him being as hot as he is, and probably the hottest he's ever been in his career, I think it would be smart to put him up for a championship run, a major title run.
Yeah. It would be, but again, with the names that are there, I don't see it happening. You want Finn Balor to have a title run? I think we all do, but...
Yeah, but let me put it this way.
He's in a spot where he's at the wrong place at the wrong time type things. Let
me put it this way. You're saying that The Miz is probably not going to win a major championship, and that might be true. But we didn't think 3 or 4 months ago, we would have never guessed that a jobber at the time, Jinder Mahal, was going to be a WWE champion. And look at it now, and it paid off.
Here's the difference: he's on SmackDown.
He is on SmackDown, the land of opportunity. But
I don't see it.
For Raw to take those risks, man. It's time for Raw to take those risks and put the title in the hands of people who who could be the next big guy or who could foster along the next big talent.
The pre-show starts in 24 minutes, and it is on YouTube. Just go to WWE's YouTube, and you can see the full hour pre-show. And you'll also get the Cruiserweight Championship there. But I think we're both going to agree The Miz here.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully. It would be kind of weird if we didn't.
I'll be surprised if he loses.
Same. Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks.
This will be probably the second. This will probably be the third closest to match of the night. I'm still thinking Braun and Roman is going to be better than this, and I think Samoa Joe versus Lesnar is going to be outstanding. But I really think this is going to be one of the more. This is one of the more interesting women's feuds that I've seen, or have been looking forward to in recent months. I really think that Alexa Bliss is going to win tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to put it on Sasha again.
I don't think Vince isn't high on Sasha, and I sort of think that this is one of those we need to pass time, so have Sasha go for it, and then have from what I read on, Nia Jax is the next person to go after it, and apparently Nia is going to be the babyface in both out of both. That's
interesting. I've heard similar rumors, but I'm surprised that they would make her a babyface. I just don't see that. I don't know. For who Nia Jax is and the trouble that people have working with her, she's better off as a heel.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know.
I agree,
I can't see it.
But Alexa Bliss wins, and then I kind of see Nia Jax being that person that goes after the title next. So again, yeah, I see Alexa winning. No purpose in there's no reason at all to have Alexa lose.
No, I think it's going to be a great match, though. I think that this match is going to surprise us. This is the sleeper match, in my opinion.
I don't know, with the way the women have been wrestling, everything's been going with the women. I don't see this being a sleeper match because let's be real, the women, since they've been called up from NXT, haven't done good at all.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, with some of the stuff with Charlotte and Sasha was amazing. Even if they started adding stipulations and that got boring after a while, the matches were still fantastic. And Alexa Bliss has done a lot of great work on SmackDown. She hasn't really had that much of a good feud going. I mean, we thought her and Bayley would tear the house down, but the last match that they had together was basically a jobber match where Bayley just got destroyed. So I'm hoping that they turn that streak around with Sasha and Alexa Bliss and they tear the house down tonight. I mean, they're due. The Raw Women's Division is due for a fantastic match.
Well, as of right now, Alexa's the only one that's had a legitimate title run in both brands. She had a good title run in SmackDown, or somewhat of a title run in SmackDown, and then she's having a somewhat of a title run right now. But the difference is Naomi's facing Lana, and if I'm not mistaken, she's going to face Lana again next week for the title. No, that was this week, and she beat her in 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, another squash match. And that's another example of people that Vince is high over. He was very high on Lana, and so far it hasn't really paid off. I mean, to say that Lana has been successful in her debut as a wrestler on the division is a really far reach, because they haven't really done anything with her and they haven't really shown anything from her.
Yeah, I agree, but so who are you going to say? I say Alexa Bliss.
Oh, Alexa Bliss all the way.
Okay. Good to know that we both agree on that. Thank the Lord. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. I mean, they're working the, Seth Rollins being on the cover of WWE 2K17, and Bray working great promos as normal. Seth Rollins. I don't see Bray losing.
You mean Bray winning?
Or winning? Yeah, sorry.
And they've thrown curveballs at us.
Time out. My bad. 2K18. 2K18. My bad. I'm getting lit up by Kev. It's all you. Sorry.
I don't know, man. It's like we didn't expect that Bray Wyatt was gonna get a short title reign, but he did. We knew he was gonna win, that he was due. But like I said, it was just lackluster. And WWE has a way of sort of making Bray Wyatt look strong some pay-per-views, and then week three or four pay-per-views after that. So, if anything, if Bray Wyatt wins today, I just don't see what they're going to do with it. But anything could happen. So you know what? I'm going to go for the curveball, since we've been agreeing all podcast so far, or all show. I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt, just for the shock, the upset.
I don't see Seth losing with all the momentum that he has with being the cover of the new 2K. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think it's smart. Gaming Direct says, I think Seth Rollins will win, but there will be a distraction of some sort. I doubt that, because Seth is a face. Kevin says, I like Bray. I mean, I could see Bray winning. That's the thing. I could, but I just don't see it happening.
So I'm guessing you're going to go with Seth then?
Yeah, I'm going with Seth.
I'll go with Bray.
Copycat. No, I'm joking. The ambulance match is probably going to be the pre-main event. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Okay, so what? They're both tied up now. We got Roman with one, Braun with one. Or is it Roman with two, Braun with nothing?
Roman won at Fastlane.
Mm-hmm.
Payback, Braun won.
Okay, so that's 1-1.
Yeah, it's 1-1, and then like the night after, Roman hurt Braun. So yeah, it's 1-1 right now. This is the tiebreaker. We also have to,
I'm hearing a lot of rumors.
Before you go into this, there's a lot of rumors going out. One of them is that they're hitting the go-ahead for Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam.
Which means that Roman's going to win the championship from Brock.
And if this is true, that means Roman would win, because they're not going to have Roman going in off a loss. If it's not true, then Braun will win, and he'll go for the title at SummerSlam, which would be, I honestly think it's all money. I just don't want to see Roman with a championship right now.
It's been refreshing with Roman not having a major championship title. I've enjoyed what they're doing with Braun, but there's so many other things I'd rather see. I'd rather see Brock and Braun. I'd rather see Samoa Joe and Braun, probably. I mean, after tonight, we'll have to see what I say after that, because, depending on how this match goes, I mean, look how excited I was for Goldberg versus Brock. I mean, I'm just gonna say that. I mean, I'm as excited for Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar as I was for Goldberg versus Brock at SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
Man, you finally got it mixed up the other way around.
I always do it. I don't know. I'm gonna be but like I said, I was excited for Goldberg Brock, and it let me down. So I'm really excited for Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. I hope they don't let me down. But if they do tear the house down, I'm going to be I want to see that match again.
Yes, it is an ambulance match.
Which ambulance matches, I'll give them their due, have been decent on WWE television. I still remember to this day Shane versus Kane in an ambulance match.
Yeah. I remember.
So, I mean, I'm looking for, I'm going to say, rumors aside, I'm going to say Braun is going to
Lord, here is 1 HD, Roman Reigns, the guy.
What's up, Juan?
Gaming Direct and Juan HD are in the same lobby.
I'm gonna get crucified in the chat for just picking Braun.
Man, I don't. Kevin Wright says Braun. Gaming Direct says Roman. We all know who Juan's saying. He's saying Braun. I mean Roman. So, man, who wins? I don't know, because with man.
I think a little part of me is gonna die on the inside when this feud's over, because it's been really good for me.
Wow, Juan,
very, very entertaining.
Juan says fuck Braun, Roman Reigns for the win. Man.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say Braun.
Wow, you too? I'm surprised.
I'm gonna say Braun.
I thought you were gonna let the chat influence you to Roman.
No. I'm gonna say Braun. Here's the reason why. I really want to see Braun face off against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
I would love to see that too.
I want to see those two go at it.
I just want to see it. I mean, like I said, like you said before, it just comes down to the money. It comes down to the money, and that would be a money match.
Juan said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
We've already seen Brock and Lesnar, but let's be honest. Like, what is most likely going to happen is Roman Reigns is going to win tonight, and that's just because he is higher than JBL. I mean, JBL said he was a wrestling god. No, Roman is just God.
JBL was a wrestling Jesus.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, most likely Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns will be getting it on fairly soon. So I'm still going to say Braun, but I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to be Roman.
Oh.
I mean, you can't bet against Roman.
No. Now, the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. This has been outstanding. An outstanding build-up. Gaming Direct does whoever win this face Brock. It's not like, the stipulation is whoever wins faces Brock, but
it's sort of implied.
It's sort of at that point where these guys are like the next big thing up there. And they've all, like, Brock has already stared down, or Braun has already stared down Brock Lesnar, and it's sort of one of those, like, well, if this does, whoever does win this will more than likely get this, get that opportunity. Kevin Wright says JBL is like Ellsworth compared to Roman Reigns. Dang.
That's bad.
Juan says Brock retains. Oh, you can't say I think. You gotta go with it. You gotta go with it. Gaming Direct says I want Samoa Joe to win, but I think Brock will retain. Who do you think?
I want to hear yours first. I'm kind of curious.
God dang it. With how good this build-up is, I don't want it to end. Samoa Joe.
It's funny, too, because I was thinking about it just a few minutes ago. I was like, man, I really want this feud to continue, so I want Samoa Joe to win. But I have a feeling in my gut that this match is not going to end by pinfall or submission. It's something is going to happen where both people get either counted out or disqualified or something. These two are going to like knock each other out, and it's just good. And Brock's going to retain. So I mean, I want Samoa Joe to win, but I'm going with Brock.
Well, all right. I mean, you heard it here first. So, is this pay-per-view good at the end of the night? I think it depends on how the main event goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the three matches that we're really looking forward to, or we should look out for, are Alexa and Sasha, Braun and Roman, and Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. Not to say that the other matches are going to be terrible. It just, I feel like those are going to be the three matches that we're really going to be excited for by the end of the night.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that's going to do it for us. Again, immediately following Great Balls of Fire will be live with the results and giving our thoughts on the match. Gaming Direct says, does anyone know any websites that I can watch it on? Again, I don't know. They might know. But
honestly, try Facebook, because Facebook, they post stuff all the time. You might get lucky and see snippets of it.
Could, yeah. Or their Twitter.
I mean,
They'll
you're not
post a
going to
little bit of
watch the
Twitter.
whole.
No.
Yeah, you're not going to watch the whole pay-per-view through any of those social media websites, but they will keep you updated on who wins and when.
Yeah, I don't know anything to go look it on because they are really, really big on keeping it on copyright. So, for one, I'm not going to try to find it because I know that, or do it, or I'm not going to do it because I'll get copyrighted within 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to go through a lawsuit with WWE when I don't have the money for it. I mean, you honestly could find a YouTube channel that will do it because there's YouTube channels that will do it, but the question is how long will you be able to do it?
Yeah, they'll shut those things down immediately.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, as always, be sure to tune in immediately following Great Balls of Fire. We'll be live with the results and giving our thoughts, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's mediocre. For Andrew Best, I'm Blake Carter, and until then, peace out.